Well, hey, boys and girls, I'm Mrs. Lee, and I am the First Lady of Tennessee, which just means that I'm married to the governor. And I'm excited to be here today to read to you at the Williamson County Library, Nancy and Sluggo Love Tennessee. This is a book that's been written and illustrated by a man here in Tennessee named Guy Gilchrist. And his illustrations, he's a cartoonist. He started with Nancy, illustrating her in the comics called Nancy in the paper. He also, you might be familiar with, he also created some of the Jim Henson Muppet comic strips, and he's also done Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry and the Muppet Babies. So you might have seen some things that he has done. But this is a book about keeping Tennessee beautiful, and I just thought I'd share it with you. Nancy and Sluggo Love Tennessee. The pages are pretty colorful. Nancy lives in Tennessee, the most beautiful state in the land of the free. One night she had the craziest dream about talking animals and a flying machine, and Martians and trash cans and recycling bins, and in her garage is where the dream all begins. From Nancy's garage came strange, funny sounds, like pop and bang and zap and zounds, and tape, 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 and boom and blare. What could they possibly be doing in there? Sluggo and Nancy and friend Homer, too, were building a contraption, a thingamaboo. It was built out of boxes and jars and cans, and plastic and metal and pedals and fans. Powered by old computers and video games, the Traveling T was the Thingaboo's name. All of this stuff was just junk, just old trash to some, but to them it was a dream-mobile, second to none. Earlier in the day, Nancy was sorting paper and plastic when she got an idea that was weird and fantastic. She called her best buddy, Sluggo, and genius friend Homer, and she drew up some plans to show when they came over. She said, "There's nowhere as pretty as Tennessee. It's the place I love, the place to be. But it's so, so big, all the hills and dales, and rivers and lakes and towns and trails. Cities so pretty with buildings so tall. If only we had a way we could visit them all." So they built this contraption to fly them around, but they weren't even sure if they'd get off the ground. It was pretty funky, so they streamlined the T, buffed it all out till it was as smooth as could be. The pile of trash was now a sweet silver flash, and it could run 1,000,000 miles on one drop of gas. With Homer at the control board and Nancy at the wheel, it sputtered and puttered and shuddered and squealed. Then, with one Sluggo push, it just started to fly, and Sluggo jumped in as they took to the sky. From the sky, Tennessee's such a beautiful state. Wherever you live, it's always so great. Anywhere that you are, from Memphis to Mountain City, and everywhere in between, it's all awesome pretty. "Look," Nancy said, "we can see everywhere. All 95 counties, they're all right down there. From Nashville to the Smokies to Knoxville they flew, to Chattanooga to Jackson, and in between too." The Traveling T was an amazing machine. It could fly, it could race, it could float down a stream. The big river near you was the first place they touched down. Landed right in the water, not onto the ground. And the funny thing was, as they started to fish, the fish started talking, and it went just like this. "Kids, we need help," the channel catfish said. The box turtle said, "I got bonked on the head." "Look around us at the trash and the mud. Our stream should be clean, not all littered with crud." Then Sluggo saw him, a very sad duck who was terribly stuck. Stuck was the word, his bill was a mess. From plastic rings somewhere just left there, I guess. But Sluggo was a hero out there in the muck. With luckiness and kindness, he unstuck the duck. Then from the back of the T came a mechanical arm that helped in the cleanup and undid so much harm. The junk was tossed into the trash cans and bins, and they cleaned up the river that was now nice again. So the catfish, the duck, and the box turtle too had a party on the shore with Nancy and crew. The bass player played his bass and the crickets played a tune, and they all rocked out by the light of the moon. The next day came with the gold of the dawn. They said their goodbyes and they flew along. Next stop for our friends was a stadium. They all went to the game and had oh so much fun. The game was awesome. Our team won the game. But some of the fans trashed the place. What a terrible shame. This is a stadium up in Knoxville, if you're familiar with the University of Tennessee, which is actually why their machine has a big T on it. Garbage was everywhere, Nancy said. Look at this junk. Why do litter bugs leave so much gunk? So the kids got some bags and they started to clean. It was a very big job, if you know what I mean. But Nancy and Sluggo and Homer all knew that you always just try. It's the right thing to do. And wouldn't you know it, some fans came on back, and so did the coach and the star quarterback. And soon everyone, by working together, made the field and the parking lot look so much better. Litter is everywhere. We all know that's wrong. Thrown around on the ground is never where trash belongs. Now, I'm not the cleanest kid, said Nancy. My room is a mess. But even I know that I'm only a guest to the hills and the hollers and the lakes and the trees and the mountains that are older, much older than these. Sluggo said, they come to hunt or hike or fish, but soon there might not be more of this. They looked down from their perch up in the skyway and saw a littered campground and trash on the highway. So they landed at the state park right beneath the trees and cleaned round the deer and the birds and the bees. A mockingbird sang her sweetest song as the kids' invention kept chugging along. And you might know that the mockingbird is our state's official bird. They picked up the paper, plastic, and cups until their bins were all filled up. Then our friends took time to play with Bobtail the quail, who lived down the way, and Donna the deer, and Myrtle the squirrel, and a possum named George, and an owl named Merle. We make a lot of friends when we dare to do good, said Nancy to her friends out there in the wood. If there was no more litter, how cool would that be? A brighter, more beautiful Tennessee. Some folks think that there's too much pollution and so much wrong there can be no solution. But we know better. We know that we, one by one, three by three, can change the world by just doing rightly. We can show others how. We can shine oh so brightly. As bright as the country stars, handsome and pretty, as bold as the buildings in dear Music City. And you might know Music City is what they call Nashville because there's so many country music and contemporary Christian music and all kinds of musicians here in Nashville. Out in the park, they were planting some trees. All of our cities could use more of these. Greenways and cleanways and more pretty places light up some smiles on big city faces. From the city to the country, they flew once again to visit a raccoon who was a very cool friend. Raccoons are also one of the state's animals. Our friend the raccoon is a very wise creature, said Nancy. He's quite an incredible teacher. I lived here, said the raccoon, with my child and my wife, here in the woods for all of my life. Oh, the beauty of Tennessee. Trash takes away from the beauty, you see. The beauty of the rivers, the forests, the hills. Not only that, but it makes us all ill. Landfills that smell and pollute and destroy is not what we want for our girls and boys. We want a cleaner, prettier place to live, a future. What a gift we can give. The raccoon, whose name was Mr. Mask, said to the kids, we each have a task. Because if we fail to recycle, reuse, and renew, there will be mountains of trash. Then what will we do? Let it keep piling up straight to the moon or to Mars so the Martians are smelling it soon? Instead of more landfills, we can plant some more flowers and trees and bushes in this great state of ours. I know we can do it, said Nancy, standing there, because me and my friends, we all really care. We can make a cleaner, more beautiful Tennessee, and it all starts with you and with me. Then they all jumped into the tea and away they all flew. Once more in those Tennessee skies of blue, they passed 3 stars in the skies and 3 times around the moon, till each was back in their own bed pretty soon. Sluggo, good night. Homer, good night. Nancy, we hope that you're sleeping tight. Each of you dreaming your own special dream of a recycled flying and floating machine and talking raccoons and dancing fishes and the best of all Tennessee wishes. The end. Thank you guys for letting me read to you today, and I hope that this might help you think of ways that you can get out and help clean up. If you just see a piece of trash on the ground, pick it up. It makes a big difference. You might not think it does, but it really does. And if you want to go to our website, you can sign up for a little challenge we're doing this summer to get kids your age out serving in their community and serving people around them. So go to our website, which is tn.gov/First Lady, and you can join us in that participation where you can take a challenge to be of service to someone around you who might need it. Thank you, boys and girls. Have a great summer.